Okay, today we're going to be doing exercises 5 and 6. So we're going to start a new part, and we're going to pick the top plane, like it says. It's telling us to pick the top plane, sketch. We're going to pick the corner rectangle, and we're going to start at our origin, and we're going to set it over to the side. We're going to smart dimension this for 4 inches, and we're going to go under Tools, Options, Document Properties, Units, Inches. Okay, so it says 4 inches. We're going to do this side is going to be 2 inches. And we're going to have a depth of 0.5 inches. Just like it says here. We're going to have extruded to a depth of 0.5 inches, and then we're going to corner fillet 0.25 inches. So we hit OK. All right, so now what we have is we have our corner fillet, and we want this to be over here 0.25 inches, like it says. And we want full preview so that we can see it's rounding the edges as we do it. So obviously we have partial preview where it just shows no preview, that shows nothing, but full preview shows everything that we clicked on. So this is going to be our base that we're going to start with this. All right, so now we're going to put in the circles. So we're going to have a circle with a diameter of 1 inch, and it's going to be 1 inch from the left and 1 inch from the bottom. So let's look at our top, and then let's click on the face, nice and blue. Then we hit sketch, then we hit center circle. We want to find, here's the center point, and we want to come over anywhere in here. We're going to draw a circle. We're going to smart dimension it. We want the edges to be 1 inch. We have a diameter of 1 inch. We want from the center point to the side to be 1 inch. And we want the center point to the bottom, it should already be 1 inch because we had set it up in the center. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to mirror this. So we're gonna pick a center line. So we're gonna click on the face. We're gonna pick center line. We're gonna come over here. We want to find the center point, which is right here. We're gonna draw this imaginary center line all the way across. So that's across the center. And we hit OK. And then we hit mirror entities. So we click on this circle. And we want to mirror it about the center line. So there it is right there. So it's evenly to the other side. Then we're going to hit Features, Extrude Boss Base. And we want that to also be extruded 0.5 inches. And we hit OK because it's already set on that. And when we look at it, there we go. There's our piece. We hit File, Save As, Exercise. What? Exercise 5. And we hit save. And then we're going to File, Make Drawing from Part. We want a first one, okay. And this is a nice view right here, isometric. We drag it over, put our name on it using A note, and then we're done with exercise 5. All right, so the next one we're going to do is going to be the one that's going to be difficult for a lot of people. This is exercise 6. We're going to create an A using these dimensions. So we're going to do exercise 6. We're going to use these dimensions, and we're going to have a thickness of 0.25 inches. So we're going to use inches again. So we go ahead and close that. File, New, Part. We're going to use front plane, sketch, and we're going to start with a center line. And our center line is, of course, going to go right up the middle. Okay, so hit the check mark. We can zoom in here. We can have a regular line. Make sure a regular line. Move this out a little bit. Have this go down, kind of like that, down to the line. Bring this over slightly. Now we could see right here that this is parallel, so we can draw it up parallel right to about there. And then we could bring this over towards the middle. And we can smart dimension these settings right now. So we can smart dimension this. We want this to be 3 inches. And what we want to do is go under our tools, options, document properties, units, inches. Okay? So that's 3 inches. We want this to be 0.625 inches. We want this to be 1 inch. And then what we want to do is we want to draw a line. We don't want to do the middle point because it'll lock it in there. So we'll pick it just under it. We'll pull that out to about here, and then we'll put this up to about here. And we want to do smart dimension from here to be 0.5 inches. Okay, so with our smart dimension tool here, what we have is this is supposed to be 0.625 inches, and if we take out our calculator and we do 0.625 divided by 2, we'll get 0.3125. So smart dimension this, no, not that. All right, edit. Got this. Smart dimension, we want the line smart dimensioned, and we want the line to be 0.3125 inches. Hit OK. We want it OK. We want to do on our display relations, we want to add a relation. We want this line here and this line here to be parallel to each other. Oh, pardon me. But we don't want that to happen. So we're going to hit Edit Undo. All right, so we'll do this later. Delete. Delete. And what we're going to do then is we're going to do mirror entities. We want this line, this line, this line, this line, and this line all to be mirrored about our center point. So you can see all this stuff was done. We hit OK. And we want a smart dimension. We want this point and this point to be 3.50 inches. 0.50 inches. All right, so now let's go back and do our add relations. We'll click on this line and this line, and we want them to be parallel. All right, so that sets that in there, and you hit OK. And we'll hit our mirror entities and get rid of these. Delete. Delete. We want this line and this line to be mirrored around this part right here. Oh, where is it? Oh, is it? Mirror entities. We want this line and this line to be mirrored about our center line. Hit OK. And then we go into features and we'll go extrude boss base. And we want this to have a depth of 0.25 inches. And there you go. We have our letter A. And what we're going to do is we're going to save it. And we'll save it as exercise 6. And then we'll make drawing from part. Pick the first one. And our current view looks great. Put our name right here. And then we're done.